Welcome back to another video, guys. In this video we're going to be going over the top 5 fitness life hacks for people who want to get as much workout done and they're busy and they have chores to do and things to take care of, kids, life in general. So this will make it easier for you busy guys out there and girls to get all your workout in, all your fitness stuff in the day, no matter what you have to take care of later in the day. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so when we're starting off implementing these life hacks, the first life hack would be implementing workout into your daily life or exercise into your daily routine. And by this I mean, if you're gonna go get coffee at the coffee shop that's like 2 miles from your house, instead of driving there, walk to the coffee shop, you get your steps in. If you're gonna work and you have a desk and you're working all day at your desk and you're sitting down, get a walking treadmill. Start walking in your treadmill while you're working, and then you'll get all your steps in and you'll be able to work. So that'll be adding to your overall fitness, and it doesn't take away from your work at all. Everybody, whenever they're working, always makes up some sort of excuse as to why they can't get their workout in. But even truck drivers who drive all day long, have no time to do pretty much anything but work, still have mandatory hours in between those sleep hours, like an hour or two extra. They find ways to work out. I've seen people who I know who are truck drivers, they work all day and then they work out and they make great physical gains and look amazing even though they're technically in a truck all day. They go in the back and they start working out. You can find always, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your job is, some way of implementing exercise into your routine. Also, think about walking upstairs instead of going into an elevator. You're going to be burning calories, which will then help you stay in a calorie deficit. Most of us are overweight, so being in a calorie deficit will then decrease our overall weight, which is what we want, and increase our overall activity and cardio, as our bodies are getting used to walking up these stairs and just the weight. A lot of us weigh so much that just walking upstairs makes our muscles bigger in our legs, gets us in better shape, and we're so used to going through elevators and using all these cars all the time and not stop walking to places that are close by, or using a bike that you could use if it's a little farther away. Much better than using a car, because then you get much more workout, much more exercise that you would if you otherwise, if you were in the car. If you're in the car, your muscles aren't being trained, you aren't being stressed, and any sort of stress in general to your body is generally a good thing, because your body has to adapt to the stress and become better because of the stress. So as long as you're not overdoing it, no matter what it is, just adding a little bit of exercise into your routine really helps out with your workouts. Now, on top of this, whenever you have free time, or there's any sort of free time between, I like to include micro workouts. So you're not fully working out a whole bunch. You're not doing one huge workout. You're splitting it between 2 or 3 workouts in the day. I personally do 2 workouts in the day. I do mostly stretching, prioritized stretching and mobility in the morning, and then in the afternoon I do more heavy lifting, and sometimes I've even done 3 workouts in the day, where I do heavy lifting in the middle and then I do another stretching and mobility at the end of the day on top of the stretching and mobility in the morning. These micro workouts, although mine aren't really micro, mine are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes each, you could do them 5 minutes each, are very, very beneficial. One way you could implement these micro workouts is, a good example would be, I used to have a pull-up bar on my door frame, and I'd plug it there on my door frame, and what I'd do is that every time I would walk by that door frame, I'd have to do a pull-up, or I'd have to do 5 pull-ups, and then I'd go rep out 5 pull-ups. So every time I'd walk by that door, I'd have to rep out 5 pull-ups, 5 pull-ups. You could do that to yourself. Every time you walk by a certain part of it, get somewhere specifically, you have to do 5 push-ups, or 5 squats, or 5 leg raises. Whatever it is, make sure that you stick to it, so you stay consistent with these micro workouts. And you can also do progressive overload. So if for some reason these micro workouts are getting too easy, increase the intensity. Don't increase the rep range, since if you're increasing the rep range, it's going to be hard to keep them micro. And intensity is amazing for increasing the amount of utility you get out of your time. You're using more of your time wisely, because you're getting more money, more input, getting more output from for each of your inputs. So it makes more sense to just really push yourself because you're stressing out your muscles a lot more, and as long as your body can handle it, it's much more beneficial. So another thing that I'd recommend, this is probably this third hack, so is meal prep, because I've done meal prep before. I used to go every day. I'd go to school, and I have to eat, and I don't want to eat the garbage food that they have there. So what I do is I cook my food, I organize it, I make sure I have my protein, my carbs, and my fruits, and I have everything all organized in a way so I can eat it, and I don't have to worry about cooking food that day. And it's even better if you cook it all in the weekend, because then you can cook for all your meals throughout the week. Big problem is with most people is that they spend 2-3 hours a day, or they spend like an hour a day cooking, and then they're wasting most of their day, and they're already busy and they don't have time, and then that takes away from the workout time. Meal prep, number one, gives you very much more higher quality meals than just cooking whatever you have in the fridge, because you have to think about it, you have to plan it on the day. So I'm deciding on Sunday I'm going to cook. What am I going to cook that's going to keep me healthy all week round? Instead of just showing up home late, tired, and you just pick something out of the fridge and cook it real quick. Put it on the frying pan, throw it away, frying pan, don't even wash the pan, just throw it in the dishwasher. If you plan it out, you're like, that day I have to organize myself to cook my food. Just 1 hour, I cook all my food for the week, organize it all into little canteens. Then when the week comes by and you have to work and you have to do something, you're ready. You have your food, you have your canteens, you have everything all done, and it's all high quality, high protein meals. And you can even do this for a whole month. If you cook good enough and you have enough space in your cooler, you could cook in 3 hours or 4 hours a month's worth of food, as long as you put a bunch in the oven, a bunch in the frying pans. You could get everything done in a day for like almost a whole month, and then you don't have to think about it. And you put it all in the freezer, and then whenever you need fresh food, you take it out of the freezer, you put it in the cooler, and you have your food all the time. And you're getting all your protein, all your micronutrients. The only thing then you'd have to buy is probably just fruits and certain vegetables. And also for breakfast, you could buy sardines and certain foods that you could just eat right away. There's no meal prep involved, or yogurts. It saves you a lot of time and makes it so you don't have to put nearly as much effort as you would otherwise, having to eat foods that you have to cook and get ready. And eggs are also a very good option for breakfast, but sometimes you just don't have time for that, so you eat sardines, high protein. Now, the fourth fitness hack that I'd say that most of us are all really missing is sleep. Without sleep, you won't be able to reach your optimum state. You won't be able to get all your gains in, because your body isn't recovering fast enough. And when you really push yourself in any sort of training, you're working hard and your muscles aren't fully able to recuperate because you're not getting enough sleep, then you're just training to tear down your muscles. Your muscles will get smaller, they won't grow. They'll get smaller and smaller and smaller because you're pushing yourself too much. And it may not be that you are pushing yourself too much, it just might be that you're not getting enough sleep. So I highly recommend sleep. Minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. We sleep in cycles, 90-minute cycles, so I'd always look at my sleep in 90-minute cycles. If I'm going to go to sleep at 8:15, I'm not going to get much more benefit than if I went to sleep at, if I went to sleep for 8 hours and 15 minutes, I'm not going to get much more sleep than if I went to sleep and only slept 7 hours and 45 minutes, because I'm not getting my full cycle. And when you get interrupt your cycle, especially the last 30 minutes of the cycle, the most important 30 minutes of the cycle, just think about it like that. You're sleeping in cycles. You never want to interrupt the cycle, or else you're going to really get low benefit. You're going to get almost no benefit from the cycle. So you want to get through the whole cycle, each cycle. Organize yourself so you're getting as many 90-minute cycles as possible. That's why I recommend 7 hours to 8 hours of good quality sleep. The next thing, final fitness hack. This is probably going to be one of the most helpful ones for people who like that sort of discipline. Find someone who's very disciplined and get them to work out with you, or someone who you already know that's working out a whole bunch. and isn't as disciplined, and maybe you guys can work together and make yourselves more disciplined. A lot of people, they try to find motivation to work out, but really what you need to work out is motivation. It's discipline. It's the ability to work out, to do something every day, whether you want to or not, because you have to do it. If you have yourself in that mindset, you're telling yourself you have to work out every day, you're never going to miss a day. And if someone's there, you're going to feel extra motivated to work out that day, since that person, you're not going to leave them ditched there in the gym. You have to go there and work out with them. And also, maybe you want to spot them, maybe they have to spot you, and you have certain workouts you guys do. It gives you that extra motivation. You guys have fun together working out instead of just you working out by yourself. Personally, I don't really need it. Some people don't need that. But I feel like a lot of people, especially people who aren't super duper motivated, really benefit from having a fitness buddy or someone who partners up with them to work out. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. That's pretty much the whole video. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.